What's going on, shipmates? We are back at it. We are here. Finally, some updates in Echo. And I'm going to be going over, there's quite a few updates, a lot of new mini events. As you can see, also we have a new MR featured there. I've already got her. We'll go over that and how to get her here shortly. So I'm going to go over pretty much all the new stuff, things like that. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys an update on the tier list, where I'm at with it, projected posting for that, and then a quick update on my team. As you can see there, I'm actually at 77 million now. I'll just do a quick little run through of like how I got there. If you guys see my last video, I was around 64, 65 mil, so big jump. And I'll show you guys everything towards the end if you guys want to look at it. If not, you guys can skip it or cut out the video early and just hit the main parts. As always, I will have each of these like little chapters and hit points that I'm going over in the description. So if you guys want to skip ahead, you guys can do that. So first things first. Happy St. Patty's Day. It is today that I'm recording. So, I mean, by the time you guys see this will be the day after, but hope you guys had a good one. Other than that, let's get into these mini events. So first things first, pretty much the regular check-ins are done. Some of you may still have, let's see if I can find it right here, may still be doing this one. There's only 30 days left on it, so it's pretty much almost done. As you can see there, I literally have one more day, and I have claimed everybody. And then who is that who I'm going to get? Oh, Coretta. Okay, but that one's it. But like I said, the other one that is still going, so Awakening Journey, still going on. Pretty much for Awakening Journey, this is every single SSR in the game. So essentially you're going to have the limited ones, you know, like Daisy, Sierra here. She was like a special limited, of course. Where is she? Number one, the first one you guys get, Madrid, a very good SSR DPS unit. But yeah, this is still going on. As you can see there, the time is indefinite. It's pretty much you're going to be, this is going to be around until you grab everybody and then grab all the free summons there at the bottom. Next, we have Discorded Key. This here is new, as you got 2 more days. So by the time you see this, you'll have about a day and a half left on it. So pretty much you got some missions here, dailies, get that, you get these little summons. And then pretty much anywhere here on the gear circle thing, where you spin and it lands. So the 2 big prizes, as you can see, we got some regular stuff. This is here is the equipment fragments, and then we got here the Chimera fragments as well. So those are always good to stockpile and load up on. And then you have a MR vibration arm selection. So this one isn't bad. You see it's only 3, so it's for Nana. That's hers. I forget her name. Let's see. Is it in here? Well, I'm bad. But it's the ballerina, the first MR that popped up. Her name's slipping my mind. And then, of course, Katana's weapon. So those are those 3. So if you are using those units, there's your chance. If not, you do have a UR selection, which it seems like is pretty much everybody's from what I can see, and an SSR. Maybe you're not that far in the game, you start off, you're getting some free SSRs, you want to build them up, they're working good for you. Here, there's some free dupes and star breakthrough ability for their vibration arms there. So that's like the secondary prize, and of course the grand prize here is it Kala? I don't know why Kaka was in my head. Anyway, but Kala, Katana, and Nana, short names this season, are there for you to pick if you do get the grand prize. The same as well. You got some URs here to select from, and as well as SSRs. Maybe you need a certain SSR to unlock more for your MRs, things of that nature. So not too bad. It's a little fun, something new they're doing. I like it. I haven't gotten any of the grand prizes yet, but it was fun. So next we have Joyful Reunion. So Joyful Reunion, as you can see, I've already kind of gone through it once. So this is, they have done this before. They did it with the URs. Essentially, what you're going to do is you have a selection. So you have these three. You have Nana, Katana, and Kala, but you also have all these beautiful URs. URs are definitely still in the game. We have maybe 10, maybe 8, no, 9. I think this newest one might have made it 10, but we only have 10 MRs. There's 40 URs. And as you can see here, I only have like half. Because trying to get every single one every week is very difficult, and you will run out of Morphite and summons pretty quick. So, you will kind of have to, in a sense, a little bit pick and choose. Most of you guys probably know that if you've been playing the game, but as you can see here, there's quite a few that I don't own. So this is a good chance to be like, if there was somebody you're specifically chasing or anything like that, or a little preview here for the tier list, you might want to check out Anna. Very, very interesting unit with her skills. Anyway, but anybody here there. Now the good thing is that to hit this pity, it's only 20 summons compared to the 50 and the 60 in the regular banners that we have. So, but of course, there's a little caveat. The summons you need for this is the Friendship Challenge. And as you can see, these cost 400 Morphite for one summon. So if you wanted 10, you're going to need 4,000 Morphite. I was at 28, and I've already used 8,000 Morphite pretty quickly. And I didn't even get the person I selected. So it has the same notion as a banner. If you do lose the 50-50 on it, it will give you the higher chance to pretty much get the one you are trying to get. So as you can see there, every 20 draws will guarantee one at least UR case. I did get a UR case, just not the one. I did get one that I didn't have, so I mean, hand in hand, it worked out. It's kind of, but excuse me. Pretty much every time you miss every time you miss getting whoever you have chosen, the weight of getting that character again goes higher and higher. Now, of course, it sucks because now you got to spend more than 8,000 Morphite, and it does go through pretty quick. So, excuse me, but it's not a bad banner. The 20 summons that I did do, I got 1 UR, 3 SSRs. So it wasn't too bad. And then as you can see here too, if you're going to drop some Morphite into this, you do get some draw resonance or rewards for hitting these milestones. So the first one's at 40. Same thing as the other one we explained earlier. So there's 3 vibration arms, the UR and the SSR selection. And then for if you hit 80, if you have enough, if you're whaling, nothing wrong with that. You will have these selections here to get the any of these 3 MRs, and of course the UR and the SSR selection. So not too bad. Definitely, I would highly suggest do the 8,000. It's pretty rough. I mean, if you compare it to your regular 60 here, I mean, it costs 1,500 for 10. So by the time you hit 60, you're at 9,000. So I mean, you're saving 1,000 Morphite in the long run, kind of things. Anyway. K-Star is going to be Glory Star Progress. You still got 4 days on that, so you get the 20 free summons for this cycle. And the Beast Warden Star, you'll get 20 Gashbron tickets for the Elamanos. That I think is about it for the mini events. Next thing we're going to go over is the patrols that are coming in. So patrols here, let's go over them quickly. There's a lot going on. So Nebulous Nightmares, Backstorming Skyfort, Euphoria City is back. So definitely take advantage of that. As you guys know, that's one that I very, very, very highly recommend. You should be doing it. A lot of good stuff. The store is probably the best in the game for Euphoria City. Quick little thing. I've already wasted them all because I didn't get to actually get these last time Euphoria City came. So I ended up just saving a bunch. I had like 200,000 of these crosses. So these 6 right here, really, really good opportunity to build up your team and to really get those dupes, things of that nature. And then, of course, once you hit that, then you want to get like the free little summon things that are in here. And then, of course, the anchor chips to keep Noctify leveling your MR cases. So yeah, so definitely take part of the U4 as much as possible. You got Island Domain, Shadow of the Sentinels, the Pneumonia Corrosion is back here. Oh, actually, this is done. Never mind. But yeah, so you got a lot of patrols coming back. Next thing I want to hit, again, in with comparison with this, is this new feature. We have base construction, the Echo Outpost. So with this is essentially, they've added a city builder section to the game. As you can see here, we got a few things going on. So first and foremost, you have this little area. As you can see, it's pretty much like any city builder game. You're gonna go through, level up these buildings. You got medical center, you got sentry, the trading station, food station I just unlocked. And then what it's gonna do, it's a pretty decent tutorial. It's gonna like walk you through the basics of it. I haven't really gotten too deep into this one. I'm just kind of doing the basics just to fill it out, see kind of what it's like. But essentially, you start here, level it up. You see, you have a little crew here, going out, doing things. Oh, I can do 4 now. Oh, I can add 1 more. Ooh, who am I gonna add? I like Finru. Finru has always been a favorite, and that's another element that I need. Anyway, so we do that. They come out here, they attack this. Once the areas you clear, and then you can collect these resources. And then you're like, oh, what do you use these resources on? For leveling, making food, all that kind of fun stuff in the city builder. If you ever do get lost, if you see under here where it says Admiral's Outpost, this little mission guide is there. So it pretty much, I'm like on the 10th one or something like that, but it'll tell you, okay, go here, upgrade this. You know, it's pretty good, decent tutorial, little bit hands-on, so you'll be able to kind of get the flow of things. And then, of course, the shop. These materials that you're gathering up that you see that's constantly being supplied is where you come in here to buy stuff. Just decent shop. You got all the summons. You got proof of bond. You always need those to increase affinity. Anchor chip, of course, for leveling up your MR. Then you got some basic stuff here. And then the heartstones are what you use to actually upgrade your buildings. You can see there I have 177,000. Let's go to med station right here. And then you can see up here for leveling up is 900. So let's go ahead and get this to 10. Bam. And then it just increases the amount of productivity, materials, things of that nature. So if I want some more toilet paper, there it goes. All right, so that's that part, if you want to get into that. Moving on. So now we're going to get into some of the funner stuff. Shoreline Shimmer. This is the newest story event. This is for MR Lyora. Her right here in the middle. I butcher names in this game. Bear with me, gents. Shipmates. I'll figure out a pronunciation I want to do. Anyway, pretty basic, cut and dry, cookie cutter event. It just started. You still got 11 days, so you got plenty of time. The missions are the same. The shop, not much has changed in the shop at all. Still same resources available. Of course, you can get the 5 free summons there, and of course the proof of bond. Always grab one of those, and then the regular ones are there. This story event is the expedition type, so the first 2 chapters are unlocked, as you can see there. 2 more days, so on Thursday, the 19th, it should be unlocked for the 3rd and final chapter of the story. Ooh, excuse me. The boss here is Bayon. As you can see there, I've already done it. Get the free resources. Plain and simple, nothing else has changed for that. Now, that's pretty much it. A lot of it was more of the mini stuff going on. So let's talk about MR Lyora Soul Protection. Water element. She is water. So I believe that is the third water element, which is interesting because water elements units are definitely on the healing side of things. So if we kind of glance through real quick, the first part, when an ally water case receives 3 healings, heals all allies by 150% of allies' average attack, and applies water healing to 3 random allies for 3 rounds. What is that? Increases healing received by 30%. Allies with water healing share 50% of the healing received with other allies who also share the same effect, triggering at most 3 rounds. So as you can see, healing, a lot of healing. So pretty much, if you got water, we got water, we're sharing water, we're all healing, we're all feeling good. So another water unit. This one is a tank though. This is the first tank. So the other water units we've had definitely been more of the healing focus side. Bion is one. I'm trying to remember the other one. Not on top of my. We can check it out later. But as you can see here, HP is a bit higher base wise when it comes to the attributes. Attack is only 704, so definitely lower because she is a tank. Soul Protector. So let's take a look. She is MR Empire faction. Let's take a look at the first skill. So now I am changing a little bit of how I do this. So what I'm reading to you guys is going to be the max skill, right? Because if I were to read this first one, because the first one you get automatically, see, it's very basic, nothing crazy. If you read it, you'd be like, oh, okay, I get the basis of what she does. But since I've been working on the tier list, I've noticed you really have to focus on the full potential of these units, because sometimes these level 4 to level 1 difference is massive. Some examples I can top of my head is like first skill, level 1 does like 120% damage, 1 enemy, and when you get to 6 stars, breaking through level 4, now it's like 600% to the front row. If these units are affected by a certain, debuff, another 300% attack to the back row. It's like a lot more stuff goes on. So I want to show you guys the full potential of these units, because that's the main goal, right? So when you get them, you summon them. These are the ones you want, that you like with the way they work or look, however, whatever reason you decide to adding them to your team. But of course, you want a strong team. You want to know what their full maximum potential is going to be. So just a little side note, because when I get to the tier list and release it, there's going to be a lot of skill explaining going on. Excuse me. So maxed out skill 1. Lyora summons Benefit of Spirits, water damage, 217% attack to default column of enemies, so that's 2. She also applies shields equal to 50% max HP to front row allies, so the front 3. And she then recovers 25 pneumonia. Okay, not too bad. Just basic damage, but shields. Shield equal to 50% max HP, that's good. So secondary skill, what we're doing here, a little bit longer. Looks like we got some effects coming in. Magic water damage to 441% attack to default column enemy. So 2 more again. As you can see there, look at that. Big jump in attack. Also applies Sea Fog to back row enemies. That's the back 3 for 2 rounds. Applies Guardian Spirit to front row allies for 2 rounds. Restores 50 pneumonia. So what does Sea Fog do? Increases damage from water cases by 30% and reduces attack by 30%. If the target is a fire element case, their attack is further decreased by 20% before acting, lasting 2 rounds. That is very, very interesting. Are we going to be... Because this hasn't come up before. Like I said, I've looked at all the MR cases, essentially, And this is the first time where a weakness is being applied. I mean, that's what that is. Water beats fire, right? I mean, we're going to go back to the basics of elements and gaming and stuff like that, where, you know, you use water to put out fire, you use fire to burn the grass, you know, earth to swallow the water, all of those things in nature. So this is the first time we're seeing this, where if the units are fire, their attack is further decreased by 20%. So that's a total of 50%. Moving on. Guardian Spirit reduces debuff damage by 50%. That's always good. Converts the carrier shield into a water shield, which reduces damage from all sources except Earth by 30%. And there it is again. Shipmates. Once again, Earth swallowing water. There it is. We are getting into element counters. Very, very interesting. Just another aspect or attribute of the game to take into consideration. All right, let's move on. So ultimate here, let's see what she's doing. Souls gathered to refuse to let her befall. Water damage equal to 720% attack. Okay, very big amount. Default to column of enemies. So the 2 gains a shield equal to 30% max HP. That's for herself. Also applies shield equal to 20% max HP to nearby allies. Grants Spirit Lock to front row allies for 3 rounds. And what is Spirit Lock? After taking damage, the carrier gains a shield equal to 20% max HP. If the carrier is also protected by Overwatch, the shield gain is increased by 30%, total of 50% max HP, triggering up to once per round. So not a bad ultimate. Decent high damage, right? Of course, remember her stats in attack are going to be lower than your DPS units, but she's still doing a decent amount of damage. It's just not going to be as much as your heavy hitters. And she has a 30% to 50% shield to allies. All right, let's take a look at the passive. What is the last one here? At the start of battle, she enters the Overwatch. There it is. State of for 3 rounds. HP falls below 30%. She recovers HP and shield equal to 50% max HP. That's a big shield. Triggers up to once per battle. Okay, so only one time. After entering Overwatch, whenever a front row ally takes damage, 30% of the HP they lose is transferred to Lyora. And that's what you want in a tank, right? Because the tank's HP base stats are going to be higher than your support and your DPS. Everything you equip to them, your Chimera, your equipment is going to be HP base, right? We'll take a quick look at her vibration arm. Most likely is going to increase her health. So the more health she has, the better tank she's going to be. She's getting a bunch of shields already throughout her other skills. And with this passive, she's recovering HP and shield equal to 50% max HP already on top of all of that. It's only once per battle, but it's enough to make her last a few more rounds. And then 30% of HP front row allies take is being transferred to her instead of the other units. Now, with Overwatch, let's take a quick look at this last one. Reduces damage taken from active attacks by 40%. After taking any damage received from non-active attacks is reduced by 50%. Stacking up to 4 times, so that's a total of 60% from non-active attacks. And those non-active attacks are going to be damage from not physically them doing a skill. So either an effect, debuff, buff. I want to say maybe the witches. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but that's a possibility. But for Overwatch, she's taking more damage, but she's also reducing damage by 40%. So definitely she's taking the blunt of hits for your team, but she's also has shields all over the place, and she's reducing damage coming in at her anyway. So very interesting. I would say I need to do a comparison between her and Katana, because those are the two tanks that we've had so far. And I doubled down on Katana. I mean, she's like by herself, her combat power is like 20 million. Almost, she's 6 stars, not 7, not fully maxed out, but she does do quite a bit of interesting things. So I would maybe later on I'll do a little comparison, but it would definitely see Katana be more of like the shield base, where Lyora is definitely feeling like she's more based on actually healing the team and then taking damage for the team. So these are your links: Bion, Mel, Nat, Eton, and Nana. So there you go. If you need Nana, she's free in a few different places here in the game. And that's about it, shipmates. So we're gonna end the video here with a quick update. So the tier list. Excuse me. The tier list will be coming out this weekend. I'm aiming for Saturday. If not, then it will be Sunday. I'm like halfway through it. And what I'm gonna do, excuse me, man, I'm like really dry throat. Sorry, shipmates. But what I'm gonna do with this tier list is it's going to be only the URs and MRs. The SSRs, there's plenty of tier lists, different ones. And at this point in the game, we're entering the 2nd year anniversary, right? Your main focus right now should be leveling up your account as fast as possible. SSR as quickly as you can to form a base team that's going to get you through the story and the content of the game. And then when you have these opportunities to get these URs, take advantage of them, put them on your team. As you can put them on as quick as possible, because when you put somebody on your team, it does a full swap. So whatever Bion is wearing, tier wise for augments, her level, what she's wearing gear wise. Let me go to this actual squad. It just reset. Ooh, shipmates. What is that? Yes. All right. Sorry about that. The game just reset, past reset. Anyway, like I said, so all the combat gear here gets fully swapped. The level of the weapon gets fully swapped, all that good stuff. The only thing that doesn't get swapped is the star breakthrough and some other little things, but for the most part it's like a full swap, so everything will get switched out. So that's what I'm saying, like with the URs, you're not necessarily wasting more resources on leveling them up. You can just switch them out with whoever SSR you have at the time. But essentially now, you're aiming to get the URs to be able to compete with other people, things of that nature, and obviously get you through these harder modes of the game. You know, for example, the Desperate Operation. This is the 3rd tier, right? So SSRs should be able to get you through here, a little bit through here, but as you get toward the end of these higher recommended power, you're going to need some URs. So just basic stat-wise to get you through the game. But other than that, so it's going to be URs, MRs. And since base stats are all the same, essentially, like there's not ones who have, there's not, when you put all the DPSs together, all their base stats are going to be the same, right, when it comes to the rarity. So what I'm basing off the tier list is going to actually be skills and the amount of damage or healing or buffs that they give out and what they do. For example, quick little preview. I don't even have her, but one second. Let's get down to the ones I don't have. Anna. And as a unit I recently looked at, she is DPS. All the DPSs of URs have these same base stats. Now, what's really sets them apart is what their actual damage can be. And as you can see here, if we get down, look at these numbers: 300 AoE, additional bonus damage 300, 3 random enemies for 3 turns, 20% shield. And then when you get down here, if they have the hard snaps, it's she removes her shield from the attacker and then does 300% of her own attack as damage, even more. A lot of stuff like that. That is what be like, okay, this unit is a UR, but she's going to be placed in an S tier with some of the MRs because of the skills and the possibility of the amount of damage she can actually put out. So you guys kind of get what I'm saying. I'll definitely go a little bit more in depth when I actually put the video out for the tiers, but that's kind of just a little preview. And then lastly but not least, my team. I'm at 77.8 million, and what I did is I finally switched over Bion and Shu. They are here. I have 2 star breakthroughs for Shu, none for Bion. I pretty much kind of got them all to like level 90. Everybody's weapons at level 100 now. The only thing is Bion is a healer and Shu is support. So I did end up losing 2 DPS units. So my attack output is not as much as it used to be, but my overall combat power is a lot higher. As well as I do have the full 6 star leader buff again. I did take Kala out because she didn't fit, and because she didn't fit into the team. She was a different faction. She didn't like, her power was a lot less than everybody else's, because everybody else was getting all these bonus stats except her. And I also got some MR Elamanos, and then I fixed this lineup. I got everybody up to a little bit more leveling, switched them around, upgraded them, all that good stuff. The only thing left to do for the team is to update. As you can see there, I did it with Katana. Upgraded all of her combat gear and her chimeras to the UR versions, but I have not done that yet with Bion or Shu. That'll be the next step, getting all those upgraded, switched over, a little bit more customizable to what they do, what they should be doing. And then the last thing I'm going to be doing is pretty much waiting for the next DPS units. Hopefully we can get, did these change? No. Something new, things of that nature. And I think that's about it, Shipmates. Game's been coming along. Last little thing, you guys might have heard some talk about some of the more, how do I say this, revealing games. If you guys do play other ones like Brown Dust 2, Echo is definitely maybe on the list. Silver and Blood, games of that nature where it's very skin showing. There's starting to be a new wave of things coming in. Some of the other big YouTubers and content creators that I follow and I watch and that I get ideas from for my own channel, they've been talking about it, that it's going to essentially, what's coming down is going to be YouTube is enforcing a little bit more stricter rules, and when it comes to posting these videos, things of that nature. Things are flagging a little bit more when it comes to the revealing nature of the game, things of that nature. So I don't know. So I know some of these games have been taken off of global and only have resorted to either, the Japan region, the Korea, SEA, things of that nature, and essentially taken away from global. I don't know what the status of Echo is gonna be. I Echo is not as big as some of these other games like Brown Dust 2 and stuff like that. They obviously have a bigger following, and of course Echo's been around a while. And it's also, unfortunately, like, Echo's a great game. I really like it, um, but it's not on the map a lot. I mean, I'm like the only English content creator covering this game regularly. Like, I do 1 to 2 videos of this game every week, and it's like my main game that I'm covering. Where some of these other bigger content creators do it like once a month, once every few months, just when like something big, like the 2nd-year anniversary. Obviously, there were some more people putting attention to it because it's a big event, things of that nature. But I am consistently covering the updates, the changes. This will be my first tier list that I'm putting out, which I'm really, really excited for, which will be great. But yeah, so just a little heads up. I don't know if you guys are really big into knowing about what's going on with YouTube and that nature, but just something that I found out. So I just let you guys know. I don't have a big following. We're at 122 subscribers. Huge thanks and not congrats. That's weird. Huge thanks and appreciation for you guys, for all you shipmates out there. With the comments, with the things like that, with questions, it does help me kind of move along, and keep this thing going. So other than that, shipmates, that was a long video. You guys can skip it, all that good stuff. But appreciate everything. Like, subscribe, comment, any more other questions, things of that nature. Other than that, you guys have a good one. Fair winds and following seas. I'll see you next time.